Today I thought, do you know what? Let's just break the mold completely and let's just do a voiceover reaction review. I've got kind of a sexy voice, haven't I? Because I'm kind of sick again. And so it's not going to be super fast paced. It's not going to be super edited. It's going to be kind of chill. You can skip to the bits you want. I'll put chapters in so you don't have to so you don't have to sit through the boring stuff. And let's just get into it. Currently it's 36 minutes long, so we'll probably be cutting that down, don't worry. So it starts off with a little montage of me talking. I don't think I need to talk over me talking, so we're going to skip that bit. We've had a good 2 years together, DL, David, Davey, Mr. Lloyd. It's time to go our separate ways for now. I've literally been a member of a gym since I was 16, so I feel like kind of abandoned and lost in the ether without a gym. So literally starting tomorrow, that's it, I'm basically a single woman. That's what it feels like. I've had a breakup, so I need to go and find myself a new partner. But I think it's a good move. It just costs so much fucking money, like, whoa lady. Ooh. It just costs so much money, like I can't really justify it right now, so I think it's a wise move, but alas, it's still sad. I had a dream last night that somebody said to me, I think it was my boyfriend, said to me, yeah, you look like you've put on a couple of kilos over Christmas. So, and I got the scales out at work the other day and someone was like, don't go on them, not post Christmas. And I was like, they're not for me, they're for the patient, but thanks. So I haven't got high hopes, let's put it that way. I think if anything, it will be good if I've just stayed the same. Even that I think is a bit of a push, but we'll see. One thing to note though is I am driving to David Lloyd at this point. It took me about 20 minutes to drive in good traffic. And the thing is, you can actually get out of your membership. If you move house, you can get out of your membership early within the 12-month cancellation period. If you sign up to the 12-month one anyway. The 12-month one is worth signing up to because you save a lot of money. And given that David Lloyd is also a lot of money, unless money's not an option for you guys, then fair enough, I hold my hands up. But you actually can cancel your membership early if you move within outside of 10 miles of a David Lloyd. So just something to remember. They actually, just as a side note, they do have a 3-month cancellation period. So it's pretty fucking long. So you need to kind of plan your life a bit in advance. Like you can't just be like, woo, I might not have a job in a week. No, you need to know that you're going to have a fucking job in 3 months' time. So this is actually one of the newer David Lloyds, and it's like in the countryside, and it's kind of nice, and you can kind of see that from here, and the view is super nice, and a lot of them have like quite a nice scenic view, so it's, I think it's just a bonus, you know. As you walk in, you get this, you get greeted by a very lovely receptionist, and you ask for your towel. Now, you only get a towel if you have an upgrade package. This is going to be the common theme for the whole video, is if you pay for it, you're going to get it, okay? And I had the platinum, yes, I was a fucking baller, wasn't I? I had the platinum membership. I don't know which one it was. Anyway, I'll reveal to you at the end how much it was, but I had an NHS discount. However, the NHS discount isn't available at my gym, the one that I'm going to right now. I was actually an illegal attendee of this gym. Nobody knew though, so it's okay. But basically, they have a tier system. So if you look at my old video, I actually did a video where I went to one of the highest tiered David Lloyds. I think it was like tier 2, and it goes up to tier 1. It goes down to tier 7 or tier 8. And basically, I went to the tier 2 gym. You can't go to tier 1 unless you have a diamond. There's more than, it's bronze, I don't know, silver, gold, platinum. And then they went, okay, we've run out of options. Let's shove a diamond on there. Because we need to make more money because we're getting gyms that are better, right? So anyway, that one that I went to, I would say it was nice, and it had a spa retreat, which was super nice. But like, I wasn't like, I would pay diamond level package level shit for this. Anyway, so you walk in, you're greeted by a lovely receptionist, and they give you this towel. It's rolled up, it's very lovely. And it basically means you don't have to take your own towel, which I forgot mine the other day, and I had to dry myself in the changing room naked. I wanted to tell this story, and I didn't know where I was going to tell it, but I'm telling it here. Naked in the changing rooms with a hairdryer. I was drying myself with a fucking hairdryer. I lifted up my boobs and I dried my underboob with a hairdryer. I dried my fucking leg to groin crease with a hairdryer. And it was pretty embarrassing. Thankfully, nobody was actively watching me, but it would have been a spectacle, that's for sure. So always remember your towel. That is the moral of that story. You go into the lovely locker room. The issue is you have to have one of these little locks. Now, I always forgot mine, so I just left it open and it was never an issue. So it is quite safe there, I would say. Or I would just use my friend's if I had my laptop, but often it was the case that I just fucking forgot it. So I was like, whatever, no one's going to steal my clothes. And if they do, I will come after them because I'll be able to smell them down. So as you can see here, it's actually super quiet. And that is very much unusual. Like, there's always someone in there. And you'll see in a second, someone literally just walks in. And then I feel really creepy because I'm filming in the changing rooms, which you're not allowed to do. But I was doing it because I was alone. I don't do it otherwise, guys. Do not worry. Anyway, somebody comes in and I'm like, okay, fuck, let's cancel that one. Right. So I was putting on my tennis shoes. And probably one of my favourite things about David Lloyd was that it's an all-in-one experience. It's an all-in-one package. You've got tennis. I'm going to list everything. You've got tennis. You've got badminton. You've got squash. You've got 2 swimming pools, an indoor and an outdoor. You've pretty much always got a spa. You've got a gym. You've got a exercise class. And then you've got Blaze, which we'll get to in a bit. But this is cardio tennis. This is actually the Christmas one. And I was deciding to do some funky little angles. And it's basically a horrible angle of me. And it looks like I'm limping because the camera like lags a bit, but it's funny. But it's a horrible angle because you can see my apron. That's what we call it, my apron. It's a very unflattering angle. Don't ever do this angle. I was trying to be edgy and cool, but it didn't work, clearly. It just highlighted. Also, on the super widescreen view, it makes the bigger bit, like, bigger. The middle bit bigger. It's such a bad view. Anyway, basically, these sessions are really fun. They're actually outdoor courts, and they put like a bubble. They call it the bubble court, right? They put a bubble over the tennis courts, and it means that you can go, this is December, right? You can go outside even if it's raining, even if it's stormy, even if it's windy, and it's in this protective like air bubble thing. It literally looks like an earth blister. That's what I called it. Anyway, when I actually filmed, so the reason why I did it on my foot was because I didn't want anyone to see it. The first time I did it, I put it on my chest strap and everyone freaked out, I'm telling you. People were like, whoa, I don't want to be in the video. What are you filming for? Like freaking out. And I was like, fair enough. Like, and they were all placated, don't worry. But I was like, I'm just filming myself. Like, I was literally filming my face. I have that video somewhere, but I was like, I'm filming myself. Don't worry. I literally don't care about having videos of you on, I'm not going to go home and like masturbate to them or anything. So they were all placated, but like I was trying to be a bit more sneaky this time and have it on my racket and on my foot, and I got away with it. Nobody noticed. So these are super fun. It's basically called cardio tennis, where you don't play proper games, you play games like not proper tennis matches. You play games, and it's basically like you win things and then you lose things, and it's really fun. Anyway, they do it to music. I can't play the music because I'm copyright, but anyway, that was the biggest benefit of, you can see the instructor in the back. He's like dressed as Santa. He's funny. That was the biggest benefit of going to David Lloyd. One of the biggest benefits. There are a few. Next up on the list, we have Blaze. This is probably the most intense exercise class you will ever attend in your whole life, and I think everyone should experience it. It's 1 in a million. Like, honestly, it's crazy. First, they have this countdown. Starts in T-minus 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Now, this time, they actually forgot to open the door, and apparently this was quite a common problem. So I had to go downstairs and ask them to open it, which is kind of annoying, like, because they don't just leave it open so you can just go in and out. Like, it's only for certain session times. Now, I signed up to the virtual Blaze, which is a bit different because here's me trying to be sexy, get some like booty shots and me tying up my hair. I'm so sexy. Anyway, the virtual Blaze is obviously it's recorded, it's pre-recorded, and they put it on the screen. There's loads of screens. There's like, I don't know, maybe 5 screens or something, so whichever way you're looking you can generally tell what's going on. Now, they do have ones with instructors, but I kind of like the virtual one, especially for when I'm filming, because I don't want to bother people. There was one other person in this. There was me and somebody else, and she didn't ask about the camera, which was fine because I didn't put it on her. I was like actively trying to not get her in it. So yeah, anyway, let's go into the class. So eventually we get inside. Basically, it's CrossFit, and it's almost cringier than CrossFit because it's got these 3 sections. Now, the reason why I'm talking so much about Blaze is because Blaze is David Lloyd's own, I don't know what I call it. It's a bit like a Netflix original show, but for David Lloyd, like it's their own show, like it's their own thing. So they're like, woo, they're like super like, yeah, you get access to Blaze classes if you have a platinum membership, and if you don't, then fuck you are excluded from the group. That's kind of the vibe at David Lloyd. It's like, not really the vibe, but it is like, do you have money? No? Then you don't get this. And this is just like the story of life, isn't it? It's the story of life that if you have money, you get everything. And if you don't, then you're like a little pleb in the background. Like, no, you are a commoner. You don't have any money. Go away. So that is kind of sad. Anyway, they have a boxing section, a strength section, and a cardio section. And it's basically a circuit class, a high intensity interval session. And it's pretty intense because they have lights. The music is fucking crazy. Like, one day that I did it with an instructor, and I was like, can we turn down the volume? Like, he thought I was some kind of nutter. I was like, no, can we please turn down the volume? Like, it's actually hurting my ears. And he was like, and I was like, okay, fine. He clearly didn't want to. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll just put my earplugs in. I have plugs in my ears for swimming because I don't like water going in my ears. So I got them out my bag and I put them in. It was the only way it was tolerable. Otherwise I was like, my fucking ears were like pulsating. I honestly thought I was going to be as deaf as a war veteran or something. So you can see all the screens here. It's pretty useful. But the other side, the boxing side, I really struggle with because you can't actually see the screen unless you like turn and look at it. Anyway, there's a nice little warm up. We don't need to go through the whole session, but it's pretty intense. I'm going to show you the lighting sequence here. It's like a nightclub, and it's as loud as a nightclub. Now, when it's this session where you're virtual, you can just change the volume in the background and it's fine. But I was a bit upset that this guy wanted to deafen me. They don't provide you with boxing gloves, which is pretty upsetting. I actually think I stole somebody's once. I didn't realise that you weren't provided them. So I did steal somebody's and nobody commented on it though. I just didn't realise. Anyway, there's this really cringy bit at the end that I have to comment on. I just have to, okay? And it basically, I'll show it here. You basically put your fist in. I don't need to describe it because I can just show you it. Anyway, I'll show you that.
We're going to shout Blaze as loud as we can.
So
1, 2, 3, Blaze!
Blaze!
Guys, thanks for joining us.
The worst bit.
Take care, have an awesome day.
Thanks. I'm glad that's over. My butt is going to hurt tomorrow. There we go. So that's me. I've done my blaze. This is actually part of the gym here. Okay, let's move on to the swimming pool. Swimming was one of my favourite activities when I went to David Lloyd. Number one, it's a family gym, right? So all the families and all the children leave at like 8 p.m. latest. So what you do is you go in after 8 p.m. and the pool is like pretty much empty. I'm having so much of an issue at the moment with my gym because it's full of students, and students are quite late people, and what they're doing is they're all in the gym until it closes, right? They're in the sauna and stuff. There's no fucking seats in the sauna. It's horrendous. Whereas at David Lloyd, I always went late and it was like the most serene. It was like having my own private pool, and that was amazing. So that is one thing I super, super miss. And there was a really nice heated outdoor pool. There was a really nice indoor pool as well. And it's just so relaxing. Even when it's cold outside, you're just like swimming and doing your own thing and having a good time and filming yourself, apparently. So that's why I was always glad there was nobody there, because then I could film myself. The other great thing about being a David Lloyd member is the spa. Oh my lordy, I can't cope with the spa. Now, I did a whole video on the spa retreat, so you can go check that one out. It is like 100% worth it, because the thing is, it's going to cost you. So whether it's 100% worth it is really, are you willing to pay for it? Because you can get access to just the gym and like sections of it, but not the actual spa itself. And this David Lloyd doesn't have a sauna outside of the main spa bit, so you have to have a spa membership to go into the spa. I know that sounds really obvious, but some of the other clubs, they have a sauna and a steam room and a jacuzzi, I think, outside of the main spa, so you can go in. But what happens is people sneak in. And the door is like right behind me there. And basically they sneak in, but they've got these people who I have hilariously nicknamed the spa tenders, because they do tend the spa. They have a name, I've forgotten it. But they're basically there to talk to you or whatever, clean it, whatever. But their main role is to stop the plebs coming in. And I keep calling them plebs. Plebs is basically like common people, like people that aren't paying for it, right? So, and I always found that really, like, I kind of get it, you are paying for it, but it's also like, I just found David Lloyd a very hierarchical system, and I just really didn't like it. And so I'm using the word pleb jokingly, because I'm a pleb and I am not like rich or anything. So one of the reasons why I cancelled my David Lloyd membership. So I was just like, for fuck's sake, can't we just all have a membership and just go and it just be fine? But I do get it. It would be super overcrowded if that were the case. So I'm kind of glad, you can be a bit extra. And also some people might not want to go to the spa, and so they don't have to pay for it. But it is quite a bit extra. But I do think it's worth it. This one is supposed to be one of the really good ones. And, we had an indoor spa and an outdoor spa. And it was just always super nice. There was a sauna outside, there was a jacuzzi outside, and there were chairs which I'd never ever laid in. There's a fire pit as well, and there was like a really nice sort of bathy thing inside. And anyway, it was just super relaxing, just being able to chill after your workout. And then you can watch people working out in the gym, so that was always fun, because it's like, oh, I've worked out, now I can watch you do it, and I can sit here and be chill, and you can do the hard work. So that was always super nice. It was sometimes really busy though, because they gave out free guest passes, and at the end of every month, which is great if you use it, but at the end of every month it resets and you don't get to store them up. But that's probably a good thing, because at the end of every month, the spa would always be super busy, because everyone would be like, right, I need to use my spa pass, and I would always forget. But so it would just lapse, and that was kind of a waste. But there we go. That's the story of my life. Right, now we're in the shower. So yeah, I'm bringing you into the full experience here. So the showers are quite nice. The one thing I didn't like was the fact that if you put your butt against, not that I did this often, but if you fall over and accidentally put your butt against the side of the shower door, like the shower door, it's see-through. So it's like frosted, but it's like see-through. So you would often see people's hands on it, and sometimes my butt fell on it. So I was always like, oh dear, who am I flashing? The other issue was there was always so many children in there. Now, there was always little naked boys, and I was in the female changing room, so it's kind of like unappreciated. And there was a limit of under 7 or 8 or something. They were definitely over 7 or 8. I'm like, go into your own family changing room, please leave me alone. That was one of the biggest bugbears. And there was an adult section, but it was so fucking small. I mean, I showed you at the start. It was so small that it would always be full, like constantly be full, because everyone wants to escape the children. And a story of my life. The biggest problem with this gym is 2 things. Is, number one, the price. I don't think we need to argue on that one. Oh, I was going to reveal the price to you, wasn't I? My all-inclusive membership for a platinum, not a diamond, I don't know what a diamond is, but they basically hide it online, so they make it very difficult to find. So my price was £120, and that was with a discount, right? A 10% discount or something. So I think it was supposed to be like 130, 135. I know some people that didn't have a discount, and because I was going to the wrong tier gym or whatever, it was actually cheaper. But whatever. People at that gym, which I think was a tier 4, were at maximum, I think, getting charged £165. And I was like, I honestly don't know how people are affording this. Like, I really don't. I can, but also I was a bit begrudged to be doing so. I was like, I don't really want to be spending £120. Like, it pained me. It felt like someone was stabbing me in the chest every time that money would come out of my account. So that's why I cancelled it, even though I'm pretty sad. The second reason I left David Lloyd is because it's a family gym. I don't have any children, and I found it very difficult with all of the like children running around in the cafe area, and I found it very difficult to cope with that. And I basically wanted like a younger crowd. There are young people there, but they're kind of doing their own thing, not really, a bit like me, I suppose, but a lot of the vibe is very family vibe. I forgot to mention the cafe. Now, the food there, you can spend 20 quid pretty easily, even with a discount. Now, the Platinum membership gives you a 10% discount. You can spend so much fucking money there. Some people sit there and work all day, which, free Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi was pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Anyway, the cafe was pretty cool because it did have it had glass windows, so you could watch people playing tennis, you could watch people in the pool, bit creepy, but whatever. You could watch people outside. So it was a really nice open atmosphere, and you could like watch, if you were like having food or whatever, you could watch someone playing tennis, and it was kind of like having live sports, which was quite nice. And if you had like a friend playing or whatever, or you had a child, I suppose. But the issue is like the food it was okay. I would say it equated to Wetherspoons, but like was probably double the price. So it's kind of like, is it worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that review. It's a bit more of like a chill, long one. I thought, let's just leave it to run. And this is what happened at the end of this day. And also, guys, if you want to go check out my other video about David Lloyd, I'll link it at the end. Okay, bye. I was going to go to the sauna, but I just found out that they shut at 4, which I didn't know about. Well, there we go then, that's it. My last DL hurrah, unless they offer me like a 50% discount, which I remain hopeful for. But I mean, they didn't tell anyone that they were shutting 6 hours early. I know it's New Year, but like, and it's a Sunday, but like, tell people. I think people are turning up. Oh, you're gonna have a nasty surprise, my friends. You think they've like put it on the app or something, say, oh, by the way, not normal opening hours. Because Sunday they usually shut at 10. Or is it 9? I don't know. New year, new gym, probably same old Dawn.